let's start with humans are more willing to cooperate when they feel connected and emotionally safe. We have a couple of articles on our website about chores. One is 25 ways, playful ways to get your kids to tidy up. Another is 4 steps to getting kids to do chores. And of course, both of those start with the premise of connecting. And our program director, Emily Gray Murray, said one time that her kids actually flat out told her, we like it when you do it with us. And that's because of that connection. It's not just because, they said it's just more fun when you do it with us. What are some fun ways that you could put some fun routines in where, you put your clothes away to music. You put your clothes away walking backwards. You put your clothes away dancing. And it can seem like, why do I have to put in the extra effort? It's because humans are more willing to connect when they feel cooperate when they feel emotionally connected. When we get out in the world and there are consequences to not cooperating, like we get fired from our job, or if we cooperate, we get a raise. The world is based on punishments and rewards. But in our homes, in order to have for our children's emotional well-being, we want to base our parenting on connection and relationship. Yeah, life gets tough with adolescence. There's just more pressure. It's more difficult to navigate all the social stuff. They're out in the world more, and so it's more difficult for them more of the time. So when they come home, think about connecting, to see if there's any way you can do it together. If you can do it as a team. And I just had this image in my mind of you want them to put away their clothes, right? So maybe you start an assembly line where, you pass it to one kid who passes the next, who passes the next, who passes the next, and you do that with each kid's clothes. But again, they might even be willing to get in that little assembly line and do it that way when they're feeling disconnected and downhearted about their life. So the more fun you can put into your relationship in terms of pillow fights and accidentally sitting on them, and you start with making fun of yourself, creating this culture in your family where it's fun to make mistakes. And that might look like you wake them up in the morning with your underwear on your head, or your clothes on backwards, or it's time to for them to get up, but you jump in bed with one of them or several of them and let's hide from that mean old mama that wants us to get up. So the more play that you can put into just your everyday activities, then the more likely they might be to want to connect and do those do the hard stuff like chores through connecting all together. Patty tells this story, I may have told it to you before, but Patty tells this story of this mom and she wanted, like you, everybody to work together to keep the house clean and put your clothes away and do the dishes and all that stuff. And she found that every time she tried to get them to do that, it just dissolved into a power struggle, and she got angry and upset, and they were just fighting. So what this mom did was she decided that she wasn't going to ask them to do anything. She was going to keep her room neat as a pin, and she was just going to let the rest of the house go. I don't know. I suppose maybe either they ate off paper plates, or maybe they just, it was every person for themselves. If you needed something clean out of the dirty dishes, you washed it in order to be able to eat. I don't know. I don't know the details, but I do know that she really focused on connecting. And when she was home, rather than, okay, now we got to do the chores, that's when they would play games, and she would rough and tumble with them, and they would have sock fights. And in fact, the boys kind of start talking about what was going on at home, and now they're bringing their friends over to have sock fights and play board games. And so this went on for a matter of months, maybe it was even a year or so. And gradually, because they were so connected, they were much more willing and much more eager to help mom, to engage in the chores, to think of themselves as a team, to clean the house together, to so it all came about through deciding to really work on their relationship and let go of the chores. So that's something to consider. What can you let go of? So I hope that's helpful.